How we see God is a mirror of how we see ourselves. This is the foundation of all spiritual work. Every judgment we cast on others reveals our own inner landscape. We don't see the world as it is, we see it as we are. When you criticize someone, you're confessing something about yourself. When you praise someone, you're revealing what you value within. The angry person sees anger everywhere. The loving person finds love in unexpected places. Change your inner mirror, and reality itself transforms before your eyes. Today, ask yourself, what do my judgments reveal about me? Your heart must be your primary guide, not your mind. The intellect analyzes, defends, and justifies the ego's deepest fears. But the heart, in the mystical sense, is the organ of spiritual perception. It's the eye that sees truth directly, without the mind's endless calculations. The work is to know your ego completely, to understand its patterns, its deceptions, its desperate defenses. Because knowing your ego leads to knowledge of God. This is the labor of the heart, not following every impulse or emotion, but developing that deeper wisdom that transcends both feeling and thought. Let your heart lead and watch how differently you see everything. Where does God live? Not in buildings made of stone, not in institutions or structures created by human hands. God dwells in the heart of a true lover. You can study the divine through everything in the universe, the stars, the trees, the flowing rivers. But God's ultimate home is within your own purified heart. This is the teaching of the mystics across all traditions. The sacred text says, "The heart of my believing servant contains me." Stop searching for God in distant places. The temple you seek is already within you. The greatest spiritual treasure is hidden in ruins. Your intellect ties you in knots. It calculates every risk, demands guarantees, builds walls of protection. But love dissolves everything. Love is willing to be reduced to rubble. A broken heart, truly broken open, is where real wealth is found. You cannot reach the treasure while remaining intact and defended. The fortress must crumble. The ego must shatter. Only in those ruins does God plant seeds that transform everything. Are you willing to be broken open? That's where the journey begins. Most of our problems come from linguistic mistakes, from misunderstandings wrapped in language. Never take words at face value. Words are symbols pointing to something beyond themselves. When you enter the zone of love, language becomes obsolete. That which cannot be put into words can only be grasped through silence. Try to write about love and the pencil breaks. Because love isn't something you describe. Love describes you. Silence isn't empty. It's pregnant with everything that cannot be said. Sometimes the most profound truth is found not in speaking, but in the space between words. There's a crucial difference between loneliness and solitude. Loneliness is isolation wrapped in self-deception. It's being surrounded by people yet feeling utterly alone. Solitude is being alone without feeling lonely. It's like being in the wilderness, stripped of social masks, connected to something larger. In solitude, you meet yourself honestly. But eventually, you need a mirror. You need another person's heart to truly see yourself, to see the presence of God reflected back to you. You cannot fully know yourself in isolation. The path requires both: time alone to know yourself and connection to see yourself truly. No matter how dire circumstances appear, do not despair. Do not enter the neighborhood of despair. Even when every door seems to close, God opens new paths you cannot yet see. Be grateful not only for what you receive, but also for what you are denied. That closed door? It's protecting you from something. That rejection? It's redirecting you toward something better. Dwelling on regret, should have, could have, is disputing divine wisdom. It leads only to mental prison. Trust the process, even when you cannot see the full picture, especially when you cannot see the full picture. Real patience isn't passive endurance. It isn't gritting your teeth and waiting for suffering to end. True patience is looking at the thorn and seeing the rose, looking at the darkness and seeing the coming dawn. It's unshakable certainty that light is always on its way. The lovers of God never run out of patience. Why? Because their certainty never wavers. They know with absolute conviction that everything unfolds in perfect time. The seed knows it will become a flower. The night knows dawn approaches. Can you hold that same certainty in your own darkness? East, west, north, south. Geographic location matters very little. What matters is making every outer journey an opportunity for inner work. You can travel the entire world and remain unchanged. Or you can sit in one room and traverse infinite inner landscapes. If you travel within, you travel the whole wide world and beyond. Why? Because the universe is contained within you. Every answer you seek externally exists internally. Every journey is ultimately a journey home to yourself. Where are you really traveling today? A mother cannot give birth without pain. A new self cannot be born without hardship. This is the law of transformation. Just as clay must endure intense heat to become strong pottery, just as gold must pass through fire to be purified, love can only be perfected through suffering. The breaking isn't damage, it's the birth process. It's the kiln that transforms you from soft clay into something that can hold sacred water. Stop resisting the heat. It's not destroying you, it's completing you. The moment you genuinely start seeking love, you begin transforming, not when you find it. The moment you start seeking, there is no seeker who has not matured in the search itself. The quest changes you whether you realize it or not. You cannot seek authentically while remaining defended. The search cracks you open. The longing softens you. The journey is the answer. Seeking love is love beginning its work on you. There are no shortcuts. You cannot skip the lived experience of actually walking the path. False teachers vastly outnumber genuine ones. This is the hard truth. Don't confuse power-driven, self-centered people with true spiritual mentors. How do you tell the difference? A real spiritual master doesn't direct attention to themselves. They don't demand obedience or create dependency. Instead, they help you appreciate your own inner self. They point you inward, not toward themselves. A true mentor is transparent as glass, letting divine light pass through without distortion, without claiming ownership of that light. Who are you really following? A guide or an ego wearing spiritual clothes? Don't worry that your life is turning upside down. Seriously, how do you know the side you're used to is better than the one that's coming? Maybe what feels like collapse is actually the ground clearing for new growth. Let life live through you. Stop trying to control every outcome. Don't just go with the flow. Be the flow. Surrender your resistance to change. The caterpillar doesn't know it's becoming a butterfly. From inside the cocoon, it just feels like everything is falling apart. Trust the transformation, even when it looks like destruction. God is actively working on completing you, outwardly and inwardly. Right now, in this very moment, He is fully occupied with you. Every human being is an unfinished work of art, slowly but inexorably moving toward perfection. We are all waiting and striving for completion. God deals with each of us separately, because humanity is fine art, where every single dot matters. God didn't create you to punish you. Creation itself is an act of love. You are not broken. You are being perfected. Trust the artist's hand. It's easy to love a perfect God. The real spiritual challenge? Loving imperfect human beings with all their defects and flaws. Yet you can only truly know what you're capable of loving. There is no wisdom without love. Unless you learn to love God's creation, including difficult, frustrating, broken people, you can neither truly love nor truly know God. This is the hard work, not meditating on a mountaintop alone, but loving the annoying coworker, the family member who triggers you, the stranger whose beliefs offend you. Can you see the divine spark in the most imperfect human? External rituals wash off easily. Prayers said by rote. Fasting? That's just diet. Religious performance without inner transformation. Only what's inside truly remains. And here's the crucial truth. There is one stain that water cannot cleanse: hatred and bigotry contaminating the soul. You can purify your body through ritual, but only love purifies the heart. As the mystic said, if you set out to break hearts, your namaz are just empty motions. The ritual means nothing if the heart remains poisoned. Real spirituality is measured by how you treat people, not by how well you perform religious duties. The entire universe is contained within a single human being. This is not metaphor. It's mystical reality. Everything you see outside yourself exists within you in varying degrees. That anger you judge in others? It's in you. That beauty you admire? Also in you. Don't look for the devil outside yourself. The devil is just an ordinary voice within. If you commit to knowing yourself fully, with brutal honesty, you discover both the divine spark and the inner shadow. You contain multitudes, heaven and hell, light and darkness. Only through radical self-knowledge can you transcend the duality. Unless you learn to love yourself fully and sincerely, you cannot truly be loved, not because you're unlovable, but because you cannot receive love. It bounces off like water hitting an upside-down cup. Once you establish genuine self-love, everything changes. Even criticism becomes a sign that something beautiful is coming. You must clean your own eye before trying to clear your brother's eye. This isn't selfish, it's foundational. You cannot give what you don't have. You cannot love others authentically if you despise yourself. Self-love is the soil in which all other love grows. Don't fret about where the road leads. Don't map out the entire journey before you begin. Concentrate on taking the first step. That's the hardest part, and that's what you're responsible for. Once you take that step, everything unfolds naturally. The path reveals itself as you walk. Don't just go with the flow, be the flow. Stop analyzing every possible outcome. Stop demanding guarantees before you move. The first step is an act of faith. Take it. The rest will handle itself. We are all created in God's image. Yet each of us is uniquely different. No two hearts beat the same rhythm. If God wanted uniformity, He would have created it. But He didn't. He created infinite diversity on purpose. Therefore, disrespecting differences and imposing your beliefs on others is actually disrespecting God's intentional design. Your way is not the only way. Your truth is not the only truth. The divine expresses through infinite variety. Can you celebrate that instead of fighting it? The heart, not external appearance, determines spiritual reality. A true lover of God can transform a tavern into a prayer chamber. A drunk can transform a prayer chamber into a tavern. Location doesn't matter. Appearance doesn't matter. What matters is the inner state. The mystics don't judge by what they see with physical eyes. They see with the third eye, the eye of the heart that perceives inner reality. Stop judging people by their clothes, their job, their religious performance. Look deeper. What's the state of their heart? Life in this world is temporary, yet people make two opposite mistakes. Some become obsessively attached, treating the temporary as permanent. Others contemptuously reject it, breaking what they should honor. Both extremes miss the point entirely. Stay away from all extremities. They destroy inner balance. The mystics remain mild and moderate. They honor the middle way, engaged but not attached, present but not imprisoned, enjoying without clutching. Balance is not boring. It's the axis on which wisdom turns. God breathed His own spirit into human beings, not into some humans, into every human being without exception. Each person is designed to be God's delegate on earth, His representative, His hands and feet in the world. Now ask yourself honestly, how often do you actually behave like a delegate of the divine? The work is discovering the divine spirit inside you, and then living by it, acting from it. You carry divine breath. Act accordingly. Heaven and hell are not future destinations. They are here and now. Every time you fall in love, you ascend to heaven. Every time you hate, envy, or resent, you tumble into hell. Stop worrying about the afterlife. Pay attention to the spiritual state you're creating in this very moment, through how you treat yourself, through how you treat others, through what you allow to take root in your heart. You are building heaven or hell with each thought, each word, each action. Which are you choosing right now? Sacred texts have 4 levels of meaning. First, the outer literal meaning that everyone can read. Second, the inner symbolic meaning that requires reflection. Third, the inner of the inner, accessible only through spiritual practice. Fourth, a level so deep it cannot be put into words at all. Each person comprehends according to their depth of understanding. A child reads one thing, a scholar reads another, a mystic reads something entirely different. The same text contains infinite depths. Stop insisting there's only one correct interpretation. How deep are you willing to dive? The universe is one being, everything interconnected through invisible webs. We are all in silent conversation, whether we realize it or not. One person's pain hurts all of us. One person's joy uplifts all of us. Your words and actions don't vanish into nothing. They ripple through infinite space, eventually returning in time. Do no harm. Practice compassion. Even innocent gossip creates harmful ripples that spread and return. You are not separate from anything or anyone. Act accordingly. If someone harbors ill thoughts about you, don't retaliate. Here's the practice. For 40 days and nights, say and think only kind things about that person. 40 days. No exceptions. At the end of 40 days, everything will be different. Not because they changed, because you changed inside. You break negative cycles by changing yourself, not by forcing others to change. This is real spiritual power. Not revenge, not defense. Transformation through deliberate, sustained kindness. Can you do it for 40 days? The past is just interpretation. The future is pure illusion. Time doesn't move in a straight line. It spirals through and within us. Eternity is not infinite duration. It's timelessness. The eternal now. To experience true illumination, you must release both past and future, remaining fully present. The present moment is where God is, where life actually happens, where your power exists. Stop living in memory or fantasy. This moment, right here, right now, is all you ever have. Your life is not strictly predetermined. Passive fatalism is ignorance. Here's the truth. The universe is composed of levels of possibility. Your destiny is the level where you play, the instrument you're given. You cannot change your instrument, but how well you play is entirely your responsibility. Don't blame fate for poor performance. Don't waste time wishing you had a different instrument. Pick up the one you've been given and play it with excellence. That's where your power lies. That's what you're accountable for. When you reach true spiritual maturity, something radical happens. There are no opponents anymore. Why? Because there is no separate self to defend. How can you blame anyone when there is only one? How can there be enemies when separation is illusion? This is ego death, recognizing the fundamental unity of all existence. The spiritually mature person endures attacks with patient endurance, not because they're weak, but because they see through the illusion of separateness. There's no other to fight against. There's only God, playing all the parts. Suffering has 2 possible outcomes. It can soften you into compassion, or harden you into bitterness. The same fire that softens wax hardens clay. So which are you, wax or clay? Faith requires a soft heart, not a hardened one. The spiritual work is allowing life's difficulties to crack you open rather than calcify you. When you break hearts while claiming spirituality, your own heart becomes hardened, making all your rituals empty. Let suffering soften you. Let it break you open. That's where compassion is born. Nothing should stand between you and God. Not religious authorities, not institutions, not even your own faith traditions or spiritual masters. If you keep breaking hearts while performing religious duties, those duties count for nothing. Stay away from idolatry of all kinds, even making a fetish of your own beliefs and truths. Let God alone be your guide. Direct connection. No intermediaries, no middlemen claiming special access. The path to God runs straight through your own heart. No one else can walk it for you. While the whole world chases accumulation, aim to become empty. Empty like the number 0, like a pot whose entire value lies in its hollow interior, not its decoration. Your usefulness comes from emptiness, not from what you've collected. Consciousness of nothingness, not what you achieve, but the space you create. That's what allows God to work through you. A cup must be empty to be filled. A room must be empty to be useful. A heart must be emptied of ego to receive the divine. How empty can you become? Submission doesn't mean weakness. It doesn't mean passivity or defeat. Real submission contains true power, power that comes from within. Those who submit to divine essence live in unperturbed tranquility, even when the world rages in chaos around them. Through discipline, you gain freedom. Through surrender, you find strength. Surrender to truth is where real power resides, not the ego's desperate need to control, but the soul's quiet confidence in the divine order. This is the strength that nothing can shake. Growth comes through encountering opposites, not similarities. The believer must meet their inner unbeliever. The non-believer must encounter their silent faith. All opposites exist within you. Until you reach spiritual wholeness, faith is gradual. It necessitates wrestling with doubt. Integration of opposites creates wholeness, not denial, not suppression, but conscious integration. The shadow and the light dancing together. This is how you become complete, not by eliminating half of yourself, but by embracing all of it. Neither kindness nor evil remains unreciprocated. This is built into the fabric of existence. Don't worry about others' plots against you. Remember, God is the biggest plotter. Not a single leaf stirs outside his knowledge. Simply trust this. Whatever God does, he does beautifully. The universe is self-correcting. Cosmic justice is woven into reality's fabric. You don't need to enforce it. You don't need to seek revenge. What goes around truly comes around. Trust the process and focus on your own actions. God is a meticulous clockmaker. Everything happens at its perfect time. Not a minute early, not a minute late. For each person, there is a time to love, a time to die, a time for everything, all perfectly orchestrated. Trust this completely. When something doesn't happen despite your efforts, trust the timing. When something unfolds effortlessly, trust the timing. The universe operates on a schedule far more precise than anything human minds can comprehend. Your job is not to question the timing. It's to trust it. It is never too late to ask yourself, am I ready to change? If even a single day is the same as the day before, it's a tragedy. With each breath, you can be renewed again and again. There is only one way to be born into new life. Die before death. The ego must die for the true self to emerge. The false identity must dissolve for authentic being to appear. This is not physical death. This is the death of everything you think you are, so that what you actually are can finally come through. Are you ready to die before you die? While parts change, the whole remains constant. For every thief who dies, a new one is born. For every decent person who passes, another arrives. Nothing remains the same, yet nothing really changes. Eternal patterns played out by new actors. For every mystic who dies, another is born somewhere else. The spiritual lineage continues, light passing from lamp to lamp through generations. The work is eternal. You play your part, then pass the torch. You are not here to finish the work. You are here to do your part faithfully. A life without love is of no account. Don't ask yourself what kind of love you should seek, spiritual or material, divine or mundane. These divisions don't exist. Love is what it is, one thing, indivisible. Love is the water of life, and a lover is a soul of fire. When fire loves water, when opposites unite in love, the universe itself turns differently. Everything in these 40 rules points to this one truth. Love is the path. Love is the practice. Love is the destination. Without love, nothing else matters. These are the 40 rules of love, ancient Sufi wisdom for the modern soul. The path is simple but not easy. Start with self-knowledge. Face your shadow honestly. Recognize that how you perceive reflects who you are. Embrace necessary breaking. The heart must shatter. Hardship births the new self. Let suffering soften you rather than harden you. Cultivate patience and trust. Never despair. Maintain certainty in divine timing. Surrender resistance to change. Recognize unity. Everything is interconnected. Separation is illusion. There is no separate self to defend. Practice love above all. Love yourself to receive love. Love imperfect humans, not just perfect God. Respond to hatred with 40 days of kindness. Live in the present. Make every journey internal. Take the first step without fretting. Recognize heaven and hell as here and now. Balance opposites. Respect diversity. Avoid extremes. Integrate contradictions rather than denying them. See beyond surface. Judge nothing by appearance. Seek deeper levels of meaning. Maintain direct connection with God. Trust divine justice. God is actively completing your work. Everything returns in reciprocity. Creation itself is an act of love. And remember always, love is the water of life. When fire loves water, the universe turns differently. This is the essence of the 40 rules of love.